Okay, so welcome to another episode of Spectacular, a podcast where we review movies that we think we will like. And today we are reviewing the movie Gunpowder Milkshake, which is a 2021 movie. This is actually the newest movie we've reviewed so far. The one previously was Hereditary, and that was 2018, I believe. But I am one of your hosts, Brandon. And I, of course, am joined today by my best friend, and his name is...
Mike.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Doesn't matter. So, how are you, Michael? I haven't seen
Lucky
you in
for
some time.
you, I'm doing terribly.
I can tell. You look very disheveled.
Yeah, I walked up like 4 steps.
It's tough.
I'm out of breath.
It's tough. It really is.
Sweating everywhere below the belt. You know
Oh, well, I mean, it's all in that like crotch pit, so I get it. Again, today we are reviewing a movie.
A lot of talk about armpits, not enough talk about the crotch pit.
The crotch pit is
that's
ideal.
The one.
That's where you can get athlete's foot if you didn't know, and you can get redness all over there. And you have to use antifungal cream in there because let me tell you something, buddy. I've had it before in my life, and I didn't know that was a thing. And then I found out when my doctor was like, "Hey, all this redness, you need to use this." I was like, "Oh," and it went away within like 3 days. I didn't know it for years. It was like that. Anyway, so enough about my crotch.
Quick question. Why does everyone need to know that?
You know, it's not that everyone needs to know it, but I think they should.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
As a public service announcement.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah. If they're ever going to see my genitals, like, just know that they used to be red in the crotch pit. So yeah, today's movie.
I told you got to talk up, bro.
I can't do it. I know you've talked about that. I
think we talked about it
I will
already.
not throw powder on my fucking genitals.
All
like
right.
I understand that will wick the moisture away.
You'll throw whipped cream all over your genitals, but not powder.
Well, the whipped cream had to do with the dog. So what do you want me to do? Yeah.
Dog doesn't want to eat powder.
It's powdered sugar is what I would throw if I wanted anything else. So Gunpowder Milkshake is a relatively newer movie, and Mike, after you drink your drink, and we finish this ASMR,
Pure vodka.
ASMR. So tell us a little bit more about this movie. Like, give us a synopsis. Who directed? Who's in it? Tell me everything.
Gunpowder Milkshake, 2021, starring Karen Gillan. We just went over these names, and I'm afraid I'm going to mispronounce them. But
yeah, I fucking
Lena,
love her,
Headey.
though.
Yeah,
she's great too.
She's cool. Carla Gugino, Michelle Yu,
Yeah,
Angela Bassett, Paul Giamatti.
And
we're buddies, so I call him Giamatti, not Giamatti.
I just call him Gio.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, what's up?"
Polly G.
You know, that motherfucker, I used to not really like him because I think when I saw, what was the one with, Amanda Bynes and Freddie, not Freddie.
Big Fat Liar?
That's what it is. We had the blue.
Why do I know that?
Was that Frankie Muniz? That's what it is. And I fucking love
Muniz.
Muniz?
How dare you?
Muniz? You didn't like Malcolm in the Middle, did you?
It's one of those where I would watch episodes and enjoy them, but I didn't make an effort to watch all episodes.
That show is fucking phenomenal. Like, I like it so much. And early Cranston. Well, that's not even early. Seinfeld's early Cranston, but he wasn't like that much of a recurring character. But now I'm watching Seinfeld on Netflix, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Cranston on Malcolm Middle, better than Breaking Bad. Come at me, bro.
Oof.
No, I don't. I don't even agree with that.
Sure. So you have give us that synopsis. Did you have the synopsis?
So, oh god, this phone turned off. This is not. This is starting.
His password is 6969.
3 generations of women fight back against those who could take everything from them. That's not a very
That's not a good synopsis at all.
Well,
that piques my interest, but it's not enough to I think that I would pay
assassin ladies go assassinating until the bosses say stop assassinating.
Yeah, this is a very cliched,
and they say no thanks.
A very cliched trope for these kind of
bosses
movies.
Say do it or die. And like ladies are like prove it. And
why are you still talking? Why are
That's
you
a whole
still...
move for you folks.
Yes.
You're welcome.
So there was, the listeners may remember a couple episodes back, I had said to Mike, there's a part in this movie where I laughed so hard.
Oh, yeah.
And it's my favorite part. I really enjoyed this movie either way, but there was a point in this movie where I rewound it many times. And so I had Mike watch this, of course, and he had to tell me what that part was.
Right.
So in watching this, do you think you know what part this was?
I have a list of a couple parts.
You can say them. That's fine.
So I think it's one of those.
Okay.
But they're obvious joke parts. So if what you're thinking is not an actual joke,
Like a line joke?
like like a joke, yeah. I don't know if a single line, but like meant to be jokes.
Okay.
But if your part is something that you just found funny, that was not supposed to be a joke, then I didn't get it.
No, I think it's supposed to be a joke, like of how it happened, but it wasn't words.
Right. Okay. So I think if that's it, then
Okay.
so because I don't find it. I get it, like because I laugh way more than you do.
Yes.
So the fact that you laughed out loud at this, I thought a little bit like, is this it? I couldn't. Okay. Is it the part where he tells him to find the shoe?
Nope.
Fuck.
That is a stupid fucking part.
It's
When the
okay,
guy's
that's
like,
what I thought. I was
found it, boss, and it's like, here's the shoe.
You get the shoe, boss.
Nope. And it's not, since it's not a dialogue line, that would eliminate everything else.
So it's not them saying like "fudge you," like remind you of like the Fantastic Mr. Foxness. It's not her going.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is great too. That's a great movie.
Which makes me think like this movie owes a lot to its influences.
There's many references.
Yeah. So and that reminded me of one of them. So if that's the case, then no.
That is horrible.
Maybe if I watched it a couple more times.
I'm not gonna have you watch this movie like 3 more times just to know what part.
Yeah. If that's the case, no. I mean, now I was dreading it a little bit because if like if we were on one of those like the couple shows and like
best friend
name
game.
his best friend's his favorite scene, I would have got this one wrong.
Of course.
But I am interested still to know
So
what it was.
Again, it's not a dialogue scene. So when she first reunites with her mom, and then they're like, "Oh, we got to get out of here." When the bad guys are at the building and they go to leave, she just smacks her hand against the elevator button because she still doesn't have feeling in her hand. So she couldn't poke it or anything. She just went and just hit it with her whole hand.
I didn't even see that.
I laughed so because it's so quick. Like it's just a shot of the elevator button, it just hits it, and then it just cuts to a wide. And I mean, again, it's so stupid, but I laughed so hard, and it's the most obscure like you didn't even see it. Like you might have been looking down because it's not even a second long.
Yeah.
But afterwards I'll see if I can pull it up and I'll show you real quick. But it was so silly. So you're not my best friend anymore. So now Alfonso, you have now gone to the number 1 chair.
While you're
and Mike
taking
is the number 2.
applicants. Between the age of 28 and 38.
I like them young, so let's just say
yeah.
18 to 35.
Okay.
Yeah, I give a wide range. So Karen Gillan, she's great.
No, Gillan.
God, come on.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I just did it.
God, and stop trying to peek the audio.
Gillan.
So she's great, and this is our second movie with Lena Headey. Headey? Mm-hmm. Headey. So our first one was Dread, but really quick, did you like this movie?
At first, I was dreading it.
Dread.
With 2 Ds.
Words.
With 3 Ds, if you count the okay, whatever. Okay. I started watching it, and I was like, this is just me being a bitch.
Sure.
Which I'm known to
You're
be.
every day, yeah.
It felt a little like content just for Netflix. Like, hey, man, let's bang out these movies, whatever.
Sure.
Right. But then after a while, like I probably said this before, like you just get sucked into movies. So I enjoyed it after that.
Okay.
Like I was watching, like
how far in did you get for you to be like?
Well, I watched it over 2 days.
Okay.
Because I watched it late and I fell asleep.
Smart.
And then I went back and rewound it to about an hour. I was like, what's left? Like 20 minutes. And I kept rewinding. I was like, fuck, I got an hour left. Because it is long. It's like
it's like 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah, sure.
And I just got sucked in. And I was like, okay, this is cool.
I
did enjoy it. Like, is it like mandatory viewing though? Of course not.
No, I would say not. I would say it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you put on the shuffle on Netflix and this comes up, okay, like that's fine.
Very slick, like John Wick, like precise.
Mm-hmm.
Not the fight scenes, like literally like, was there a sale on lights that fucking week?
Yeah.
Like all the lighting is in this movie.
Red and purples and blues.
It's cool. Like I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's impressive to see like, ooh, the light in this section, and they have like the white light coming across angly. Mm-hmm. They do the thing where they walk all the movies where they walk into and it's just the lights
like the
just
beginning
in
of
their
Bond.
eyes.
Like
yeah.
what the fuck? Which Bond was that? That was not
That
Spectre.
sounds like all of them.
Right, but I'm thinking the most recent one. What's the one before Spectre?
No.
Not No Time to Die.
Quantum of Solace.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I think so. Like the beginning, because the Rio de Janeiro opening one.
He did 4, right?
Yeah, it was Casino Royale,
Quantum.
Spectre.
No,
and then
Skyfall. Then Spectre. Then, he
Was-
did 5.
Was Spectre one of them? Was one called just Spectre?
I think that's the 4th one.
Okay.
Skyfall is the 3rd one.
The one that begins in like Rio in Mexico or whatever. Not Rio.
That's Spectre, I believe.
Okay, I like that opening a lot.
Oh, I thought it was in Mexico, like Day of the Dead.
That's what it is. Yeah, I said Rio, then I changed it to Mexico because I remember it was the Day of the Dead.
But
But that was a good oneer they had too in that. And there's a few
Central
oneers
and
in
South
this.
America people look exactly the same to you, huh?
I mean,
racist.
so this movie, I mean, I would say it was enjoyable to me the second time watching it, and there were, a lot of the lighting. It was great. I actually wrote the reference of John Wick-esque, and this was some of the fight scenes. Like, even though it seemed like they were creative with their fight scenes too. Like in the bowling alley, the way she's using the bowling ball, using the environment to her advantage.
That's like Light Central right there, man.
Right. Or when she was in the dentist office, like when her arms were dead and she was fighting that way. I was like, this is fun because
That reminded me of, oh my God, no, I can't remember. With Colin Firth. And
in the Kingsman.
Kingsman, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when she was
Well,
fighting,
because there's like a fine line of silly and action, right?
Right.
Which I don't think John Wick has as much of.
no, John Wick's like pretty straight, narrow, like action.
Yeah.
And some dialogue, like a little bit of story, but then like it's like, hey, we need this, got it, and that's the movie right there. And there's just all the action in between.
It's all action and world. Right?
Yeah, and the bowling alley scene kind of reminded me a little bit of Old Boy, like when he was fighting in the hallway, because it just seemed, it was all
I think it has to do with like
back
their
and
weapons
forth.
choice, right? Like they're like Hammer City.
Oh, at that time, yeah, that's true too, because they're using hatchets, they're using hammers, yeah. But there's a lot of references that I thought were like, I thought, oh, okay, the bowling alley, the jacket, it made me think of Drive. Like
Satin jacket, 100%.
Yeah, like, because in Drive, it was like a scorpion on the back.
It's funny, yeah. It's white with the scorpion.
Yeah.
It's funny because with the lighting, that jacket looked a little yellow to me, right? So I'm like, oh, like Kill Billy.
I wrote Kill Bill first, and I was like, wait, not exactly. And I erased it and put Drive because it is that kind of jacket.
It's satin, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, she wore that jacket the whole rest of the movie, which I thought was good for continuity
jacket,
and stuff. Although there was a part that didn't make sense where she got shot in the arm, if you remember. And then late in the movie, it was like they're working on her shoulder. I was like, well, that's not right. Because she was shot in the arm, like right above the elbow. But then later it was like shoulder. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's continuity. I am the worst with continuity with anything I do. But I do think this movie is very creative. And the walking into the light with her eyes made me think of Bond. I don't know if, again, I know many movies have done it.
Yeah, bajillion movies. Yeah.
Just that's the most recent thing I could think of.
I don't hate stuff like
Playing like homage.
yeah.
Yeah. Homage.
Homage.
Yeah. Homage is so that you don't say the H, huh? Well, fuck me in the dick. So Karen, though, I mean, I think she used to be in Doctor Who, but the first time I saw her was in, I'm going to say these letters, and some people may know this, but it's NTSFU SDSUV. So it's supposed to be NTSF semicolon SD semicolon SUV, which was Paul Scheer's old show. Ugh, it was so ridiculous. But she was in that as, I think she was like a scientist or an engineer or something like that. And it's just super silly. And I fucking loved every minute of it. And they're only like 12-minute episodes, but I can watch that anytime.
They're on Adult Swim? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you go on the website, they're still there. I think I use your dad's login for DirecTV to watch those because you need a login for that shit. I'm like, well, it's there.
Sounds like fraud to me.
I don't know what fraud is. You can change your password. But I think, what is it? Big Papa Mike? Something along those lines. So you think you enjoyed this movie. Was there anything that stood out to you?
It's that lighting and the because I mean the fight scenes are cool,
right?
But I've seen fight scenes in other movies.
Yeah. It's dime a dozen. Yeah. But Mike,
well,
does that mean you're not feminist? Because this is all women, so I feel like you're sexist.
It feels like a little more, arm hair in those punches. I think I would have enjoyed them.
A little more knuckle hair getting caught in people's faces. Sure.
Well, because you can either do two things. You can go like super realistic, like
there were some aspects of this that it was definitely digital at times with the blood and stuff.
Well, I always feel like keep going back to John Wick, but it feels like this is 100%.
It's woman Wick.
Yeah, I think one of like the selling points of John Wick was almost like the build up to John Wick, like the behind the scenes footage of him doing jujitsu and like
all the gun prep,
at that fucking fat
the range.
tearing. Yeah,
like because he shoot it up real quick reloads.
Which, if we're getting into it, which I guess we're not, but I'm gonna get into it.
Sure.
That place creeps me out a little bit. You too?
Which place?
That gun range that everyone goes to train guns at.
A little bit.
It's the same one.
Yeah, it's always the same because they have that same
Terran tactical dude. But they're all like just good-looking gals that he works with guns.
A little weird, right?
Like I'm like,
Concerning.
It's a thing.
Sure.
Like you just want it for like the Instagram to like show like a bunch of hot girls with guns, right?
I mean, I don't know if that's exactly the reasoning, but I can see it kind of being the thing. But Keanu isn't even big on social media. Like he doesn't give a fuck about.
Oh, it's not for Keanu, but I'm being for the
them.
and it's always at that place.
Okay, then yeah.
Like it's like what is that? The only gun range in Southern California to train at?
In LA County, maybe that'll allow you to do full tactical, like fully automatic. Because I don't think I don't think there's gun ranges that let you do full auto unless you go out in the desert or something like that. You go to Barstow or some shit. Because I've been to 2 ranges and you had to, like they told you like you have to have like a couple seconds in between each bullet. I wasn't like, but I was just like, because what the fuck? And like if you did one-handed, they'd kick you out. Like you have to always hold both hands. I was like, that's boring. I want to hold it sideways and one-handed, of course. Because
I've been to ones where the guy's like, "Hey man, it's not my job to tell you what you can and can't shoot. Not my America."
Well, I mean, he said,
but they had good rules.
He was at
about,
the Capitol riot too,
yeah.
just so you know. Like they already caught him, but
but I mean, safety rules were good. But he's like, you want to shoot, you shoot whatever you want to shoot.
Yeah,
sans bazooka.
Yeah,
shoot what you want.
RPGs is fine, but not a bazooka or a grenade launcher. Perfectly fine. What was that in The Simpsons when Bart was shooting it? It's like, oh, you got 4 out of 5. You know what I mean? It's like, did I? And it was what, Skinner's car or some shit. So if the lighting was your favorite part, what did you think?
I mean, I don't know about it's favorite part, but like I enjoyed it. It's fun.
What did you think of the story?
What story? Oh,
yeah, there wasn't a lot to it. It was very simple. I mean, again, that's why I said it's cliched in a sense, but it still always works.
It's fun, yeah.
Like just like what it was, Seven Samurai and stuff like that. And I don't think that was original, but that story's always redone. I mean, Toy Story did it, or no, not Toy Story. I'm sorry, Bugs Life redid Seven Samurai. What is that Western that goes like Chris Pratt, Denzel, all them? They redid it too.
Well, they were
Magnificent Seven.
They were a remake of Magnificent Seven.
So Samurai was first, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
They
remade the Magnificent Seven, which was a remake of Seven Samurai in 1954.
But then, like, was Seven Samurai, do you think, first of that kind of...
Well, it's kind of like a big circle. So Akira Kurosawa was influenced by the American Westerns, and then American filmmakers in the 70s were influenced by his work in the 50s. So like Hidden Fortress is like a big...
I don't know what that is. Is that a movie?
One of his movies. Okay. Is like a big influence on, Star Wars and stuff like that. And like Yojimbo is like a big influence on...
You're getting too deep.
The... oh my God, what's his fucking name?
Come on, you think you know somebody.
With his guns. Gun Band the Ugly. Fucking Clint Eastwood. But he was influencing himself by like John Ford before him, so it's like a big circle.
Was John Wayne was before Clint too, right?
Sure,
I would think so, because Clint came out in like the 70s.
No, those movies are from the 60s.
Ooh, okay, 60s. But John Wayne had to be before that, because I thought John Wayne was doing black and white movies even and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, I did like a lot of the continuity though in this movie. I know I mentioned the gunshot was whatever, but like when the mom put her hand on the milkshake glass early in the movie, and she's like, "Oh, you're bleeding," and that there's like smudges on the glass. Or when young Karen got cut on the face, that cut mark was on her face the whole rest of the movie.
That just seems like a hassle. I'm like, oh, now we gotta put this fucking scar on her every morning.
But like, I like that. But I don't see the cut and like stuff like that as major things. I'd say wardrobe is the biggest, because if let's say she gets splattered with something, then we got to retake that. We got to redo that scene, and they got to put a new jacket on her that has to have the same previous marks. So that way, if they continue with that one take, like that's the one, like it was the third one we did, we got to keep that jacket. That sucks. Yeah. To maintain those kind of things. But a cut on the face, that's constant. Unless, obviously she got beat up a couple times, but it was never that bad. Like she wasn't like a broken nose. Anyway, so I did enjoy a lot of the continuity in it. There was a lot of, I wrote references here. I don't know if you wrote some of those down.
You enjoy continuity, or you just appreciate when it makes sense?
I can appreciate it.
Oh, no, not appreciate. You just notice when it's not good.
Yeah, especially, yes. Because again, this is my second viewing, so there's a few things that I didn't notice the cut on her face. Even though obviously I remember the guy doing it to her
It's
early.
the first thing I noticed when she grew up. But, I pay attention to stuff. It's
Well,
fine.
like they were even shooting her as like film noir when she was wearing like the trench coat and the hat that her face was hidden by the shadow and stuff like that. So there's a lot of influences in this movie. But I wrote down, I don't know if it's a true reference, but Chronicles of Narnia. I know they mentioned it, but like in the library, there's the lion, and then they went behind the lion, and I was kind of is that
The wardrobe.
yeah, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Okay.
But they referenced to Walking Dead. They made a reference to. I'm thinking of a reference to Drive. Did you have any references? Anything that you thought?
Well, I mean, the big one, like John Wick,
Okay.
Kill Bill,
Okay.
Drive. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did you catch the bad guy's last name was McAllister?
As in Kevin, as in from
That's
Home Alone?
I put Home Alone on here. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's spelled the same way.
Why,
but
does he get hit with a paint can or something?
He says no, but he says Mr. McAllister, and so
Okay, well, that's just a name.
I know it's just a name, but then the only thing I can ever reference it to is Home Alone. But who knows? The car she drove, that Porsche, that's a beautiful car. But I did notice that in that garage scene where she's hitting the other cars and stuff, no damage to the car.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Would that
that's,
be a automatic?
it is. I mean, it was. That girl's not going to learn stick that quick.
I know, but wouldn't you think a Porsche like that would be?
It would be manual.
Manual?
For sure.
Okay.
Or do you call it manual or do you call it standard?
Oh, I never say that. It's either manual or stick.
Okay, because I think manual is over here, but I think British, like I've heard British stuff where they say standard, just like they call it petrol, and so we call it gas. Those fucking weirdos, right? And I'm half of that. Oh God, I'm gonna
Chips, right? What's up with that?
Why are they called chips? What's up? Like they're called fries here. But that it made me think of you saw Commando, right? With Arnold.
Of course.
So there's that scene in the movie where they're chasing it was the guy he drops from the cliff, Sully. You know, I said I'd kill you last. That's right, Matrix, you did. I lied. So he was driving a Porsche, and it was on its side. And so Arnold pushes it back over, and then they drive it away because they didn't have a fucking car. But like that car was all fucked up in that one shot. Like the whole left side or right side was damaged. Within the next scene, it's perfect. And that was something that my dad pointed out. I mean, it's the 80s. All that cocaine that director was probably snorting, like, he's not going to pay attention to that kind of shit. So with this movie being 2 hours, you have references, well, not references, but you know, homage, fuck, to other movies. Would you say that this movie, obviously entertaining, would you, not to go like too far ahead, but is something you would actually even recommend to people too?
No.
Just because it wasn't as entertaining to you?
I mean, it's. I feel like I'm feeling like a bummer.
Okay.
But it's fun.
Okay.
If you're looking for like a cool action movie, it'll do the job.
There's a Leon the Professional reference too.
Is there?
And she says, "No women, no children." I like that.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Yeah.
and then she's like, "Oh, I mean, I'll shoot a woman." Like if they're out of line,
Oh,
then
yeah.
fucking I'll shoot
Women are fair
someone.
game.
Yeah, exactly. But this kind of movie, I mean,
Like to who?
anybody. Like if you're hanging out with your parents, like, "Hey guys, I just saw Gunpowder Milkshake. I think you might like it. There's action." And I mean, your parents aren't in depth in stuff like that. How you and I look at movies, so they want enjoyment, right? Yeah. Like you're not going to tell them to go watch Wind River. So
See, I did though.
did they actually
That's the
watch it?
thing. Of course, yeah.
Did they listen to our podcast?
You know what? Maybe that's my.
They didn't.
Maybe
They
that's my issue. I sent it to them, so I
They
think
probably
I
did.
think they would.
No fucking way. I'm gonna call Glow right now while we're recording this. I'm gonna ask her. Okay. And hey, Glow, it's your favorite not son. And did you listen to her? Because I know.
Well, because I think we're thinking like a video store, because we used to work at a video store.
Mm-hmm.
Like people coming up, like, "Oh, what do you recommend?" This
It was
this,
Blockbuster.
This,
You
this,
could say
this,
we
this,
worked
and
at
that.
Blockbuster. I've said it
A
before.
certain video of a certain blue labeled video store.
You might even say it rhymes with Lockluster. But
But I don't think I was that good at that.
recommending movies?
Yeah, recommend movie, because I think I just had like 5 movies,
Dumb and
like
Dumber.
in like each
Shawshank.
genre.
Oh, okay.
That was like, hey man, what you want to?
I want an action movie. What are your top 5?
I mean, Die Hard.
Okay.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Okay. That's fine.
One that's not as often used. Long Kiss Goodnight. Speed.
Wait, is Long Kiss Goodnight the one with Christian Slater? No, that's
with
Gina
Gina
Davis.
Davis.
Okay.
Actually,
and Sam
speaking
Jackson.
of Christians, like, I don't hate Broken Arrow. I like Broken Arrow. It's silly. It's fun.
That's what Travolta, right?
That's what Travolta.
Like the fucking missile, like he launches the missile into him. Okay.
I don't know. Black Hawk Down. How many is that? That's like 6. That's good enough.
So wow, you disappoint me that you didn't say True Lies.
Oh, True Lies is number 1. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Oh, and T2 if that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Die Hard with a Vengeance for sure. True Lies.
True Lies.
You know what?
Would you just do one of them because they're just both Cameron?
No, I would still suggest either one. I mean, yes, I get that because having the same director and lead actor, but that doesn't matter to me. I mean, they're still great movies.
Midnight Run.
Is that the one with that's the one De Niro and
yeah?
You know what? I just recently did I tell you that I recently watched that and I was like, this movie's not bad.
It's really good.
Yeah, like it's just all banter. Like there's not a lot of shit going on. Like they're being like the mobsters are catching up to him here and there, but then I enjoyed it. It's too bad that guy recently died too. He was the dad from oh fuck, who
Charles.
was? Yeah, but he was wait, which one? What'd you say? Charles?
Charles. That's the first name. Good.
Well, yeah,
Good.
but he was like the dad of something, wasn't he? Oh my God.
Problem Child? No. Beethoven?
I thought Problem Child first. It might have been Beethoven.
Yeah, I think it was Beethoven.
Because Problem Child was he passed away
Grodin
too.
or Gooden? Oh my God, now I can't fucking remember his last name.
Because it was
Gooden. Grodin.
8 rules to date my teenage daughter.
No, that's not him.
Yes, the dad in Problem Child. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's
What the fuck is happening? We're terrible at this.
we're getting
Hold on,
old.
I'm looking over this.
That
Three's Company.
Yeah. See, I wasn't old enough for that. That was out before I was born, I think.
Ritter.
John Ritter.
John Ritter.
Okay.
You're fucking terrible.
Well, you had Ritter.
What am I
I got
looking
John. You're looking up from Midnight Run.
Run.
But after watching Midnight Run, I was like, I could write a movie like this.
Grodin, yeah.
Okay.
It was good in Grodin. Stupid.
John Gruden, you mean? That fucking dickhead. Anyway, so you wouldn't recommend this movie just because...
Well, no, like... So like I said, we don't work at a video store anymore.
Correct.
So I don't really recommend like
Over
that.
10 years adjacent. Oh, fuck no.
Removed.
Yeah. Removed. Adjacent. Yeah, I used the wrong one. Sorry.
So like now I'm just like recommend a movie that I like really like.
Correct.
So not genre or whatever. Like I don't give a fuck what you want to watch. If it's good, I'm going to recommend it. Of the movies we've done,
okay,
that would be like Hereditary.
Okay.
And I mean Wind River. It's a fucking bummer, but it's a great movie.
It is
to
it's
me.
phenomenal.
So
it's a phenomenal
that's how I see recommendations now. Like that's
so
just
only
how I
if
roll.
it's like, let's say out of a Mike 5
Well, if it
star.
knocks my socks off.
Right. So out of 5 stars, it has to be 5 stars for you to recommend it.
I mean, I don't have a fucking star system.
Okay, what do you have, system? Like what has to
I do
make
a
it
flower
what makes
system.
what
so
makes
if it
a
goes
good movie?
From seed to
As it blossoms, okay.
As it
So it
blossoms.
has to have what? Story, acting, like what?
Like I don't know. It just has to
Okay, so here let me say this.
get my rocks off.
So wow, that's just got to clean my sack. So
like Hereditary, like I told you, it's the atmosphere, it's the performances, it's the dread, it's the fucking the insane ending, the crazy twist in the middle.
Sure.
It's all that coming together. The freaking out people sitting in the
Naked people?
corner.
Yeah. Well,
Like it just blew my mind.
but then see,
Wind River, it's the performances again. The Jeremy Renner being a fucking wolfman.
yeah, he's a fucking goddamn superhero.
superhero.
Yeah.
That fucking ending, the gun, the shooting, like it's all that together. The fucking bummerness, like the performance of the dad's, what's her face's dad. You know, it's all that stuff.
Well, see, to me,
So it's not one thing. It's just like it's fucking everything.
For me to
one movie doesn't have to have everything. It just some of the stuff.
if I was going to recommend something, it
another
really
thing,
has to just be enjoyable. Like,
Yeah.
yes, there can be story structure and all that stuff will absolutely improve my likelihood of recommending something. But there's that movie that came out on Amazon a while ago, that with fuckface Chris Pratt, who can't act for shit. But with
the
aliens,
sci-fi one, right?
Yeah. It was enjoyable. I don't like Chris Pratt at all.
Would you recommend it? Like, who gives a shit?
I would recommend it. Like if you want an action movie that you don't need to know a lot about plot, like it's just very straightforward. It's just like, hey, you're going,
Action or sci-fi?
I would say that it's more
Sci-fi,
Sci-fi,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
But
Fucking tell them to watch 2001 or Fifth Element.
2001 is so boring. I'm not saying
Okay,
it's
so
not-
you don't love it. Okay, that's fine. But like something that like a sci-fi, like tell them to watch Alien or Aliens or Fifth Element.
See, but then okay,
Or
aliens, those
Moon
are
or
graphic and stuff.
whatever.
And obviously, the movies I recommend to somebody they're an adult. I'm not going to say, "Hey, 8-year-old child, why don't you go watch Alien?" It's a Ridley Scott classic.
How are you with stuff bursting out of other things?
How are you with gore? I'm just curious. Like, you want to gauge. Like, so depending on the person, I would recommend. I'd always say True Lies though is a good go-to. But True Lies is an action comedy.
But it's great,
right?
So that works,
right? But that's what I'm saying. The Chris Pratt movie, World of Tomorrow, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah.
If that's the case, recommend Edge of Tomorrow. That movie's way better.
Great. Edge of Tomorrow is really
Actually, I shouldn't say that because I haven't seen the Chris Pratt movie. But you say it's whatevs.
It's
Edge of Tomorrow's better.
It's. I mean, I would say if you had to put those two, if you had the Blu-ray holding it, like, hey, look, we're watching one of these tonight. Which is it? Even though I've seen Edge of Tomorrow many times, I'm gonna choose Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. One, because Emily Blunt's in it.
Hell yeah.
And she is
Your faves.
to this day. Yeah, she is probably one of my favorites. And I'm just gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna say she never met Krasinski. Could have been me. I'm just saying. Could have been me easily. Yes, he is tall. He is a handsome man. He can grow a nice beard. He's funny. So I have a lot of things going against me in this. All I got's the funny. But could have easily been me. Back to Gunpowder Milkshake real quick, though. The main henchman, those three guys? The tall one? The one that was in the wheelchair? Like, she, broke his leg or whatever. He kind of reminded me...
dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
He kind of reminded me of Benicio del Toro.
Okay. I
Like,
see
the
Benicio
face,
playing
like,
that.
the eyes, and everything looks similar.
Yeah.
But I really didn't like those guys. Like, not...
They were goofy.
Yeah, not the characters that they were. Just, once they had the laughing gas and stuff, I was like, I don't like them anymore. Because they're getting too goofy. Like, they were just... Like, the way they were trying to, fake laugh and stuff. There's something about it that just rubbed me the wrong way.
Okay. Well, it was like a foregone conclusion that she would beat the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Even when they got... I mean... In, the eyes of movie making, of course, she would beat the shit out of them. Mm-hmm. But even, when Giamatti's telling them to go get her, Giamatti's like... you see, these guys aren't the guys.
They're
not
gonna get fucked.
we got it, boss.
Those are his bodyguards, but they're not his main henchmen. They're not intelligent.
They knew she was gonna beat their ass.
Yeah, and they absolutely did. She got hit 3 times in the bowling alley, and then in the hallway one, she got hit a few times too. And I'll go back on that again. I really enjoyed those fight scenes just because they were, even though the bowling alley one was dark, but it was just I enjoyed it because they were using the elements. And then with her dead arms, the way she was flailing them around, trying to, it was just fun. And I think that's kind of the main point of this movie is just to be,
fun.
Yeah, enjoyable in the sense that there's not a lot of story to it. It's not gonna win any awards for acting or anything like that. Even though everybody's great in the movie, but
I know what you're saying, but I feel like we're putting it down needlessly.
Nitpicking at it?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. We are people judging movies that we had no say in whatsoever.
Yeah,
that we could probably not even make a movie remotely close to as good unless we had a budget.
It looked pretty damn good.
It did.
Right?
It did.
Maybe I just love that crispness. It just looked...
Well, what I like too
tasty.
with some of the fight scenes, the bowling alley one especially, is even though there was cuts in it, because it's American cinema really, but and I hate when movies have so many cuts. I think we talked about it, in Taken, how I know he's old as fuck, Liam Neeson, but it's to just jump over a fence, there's 16 cuts. It's what the fuck? So this movie had cuts, but it didn't seem like a lot, as modern, more like the Marvel movies do, or as even, unfortunately, I hate to say it, even a newer Jackie Chan movie, because obviously he's older, he can't do the same shit he could do, so there's a lot of cuts in his stuff. Well, before he used to do a lot of wides.
Did you watch that one where he was chasing the bomb guy?
Yeah. And I think Pierce Brosnan was in that too.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. Because he became the bad guy.
Would you recommend it?
No, I wouldn't. And I love Jackie Chan, although he's pro China, so I'm kind of ugh. I mean, I get it because all of his moves were fucking. China was the huge investor in it, giving all the money for it, but still, I don't like that about him. There's a part where I wrote a note here where I said, I wish I can crack my neck like that. And it was right before the bowling alley fight. She just kind of turned her neck and did it. Yeah. I can't even, I used to be able to, I'd put my hands on my chin and then I'd rotate the other way. I used to be able to do that. I can't do it now. I'm scared.
Like a terrible idea.
It is. It was.
Even in your youth, that seems like a bad idea.
Well, I kind of want to try a chiropractor just to see how it can loosen me up and stuff. Because whenever I go get a massage, which is very seldom, but when I do, I get reflexology ones. Because not just focus on one thing, it's just everything, all this stuff. But I'm like in pain. Like when they're doing it, I don't know if I'm weak to these tiny Asian ladies' fucking hands as they're just going into my shoulders, going to my calves, but I'm always constantly like, can you go a little easier? I can't handle massages.
Supposed to be? Isn't that how it's
I
supposed
think
to
that's
be?
the point, but like it hurts. like it's I can't.
Owie.
Yeah, I can't hang. I'm glad that I have my face in a towel because I'm sweating. Like from my face, not from my back is sweaty. I'd feel bad as they're like slipping and sliding.
What about you from your crotch pit?
Well, my crotch pit is constantly drenched.
Okay.
Like I have to use deodorant on my crotch pit because it gets...
The roll the bar from one knee up and then down to the other knee.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always weird that my crotch pit is always so chafed too. It's just so bizarre.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. There was I did like when there was those 4 guys that were in the masks, and she kills the last one with the broomstick. Did you notice that he was wearing a vampire mask? So I really enjoyed that. Was silly.
That's funny.
Like she's stabs him in the throat, kind of. Oh, not throat. I'm sorry, the chest, like a heart. And then that made me think of Dracula Dead and Loving It when he stabs in all the blood. he's like, oh, we got it. He's like, oh, you got to do it. Then he does it again, and he gets sprayed with the blood. That's just so silly. And that was
also makes me think of The Simpsons, where Homer's in the Halloween.
His dad's crotch.
Dad, that's a scratch.
Oh, and he goes higher up. Like, I mean, that is a good way to kill a man. Like you just fucking a wooden stake through his genitals. And I don't know if you realize too. If any chance that I can say genitals,
you're all about it.
I will 100%. Absolutely say genitals. Like many episodes, people are like, you say that word too much. I'm like, yeah, good. It's a great, strong word.
Now that you notice, I'm going to say it more. Mm-hmm. I feel it down in my genitals.
In my genitals. The banknotes that blew up when the guy dropped that grenade, a lot of those still seem perfectly fine. Like
yeah, she should actually try to pick up
something. Like just go, like pat them out real quick. Yeah. Well, that might make the fire more so. But like you don't want to stroke the fire. You want to just stomp it out. But like, I would say that luggage blew up, and I would say 90% of those are still good, at least. Although I did like that the guy's leg when he blew up and he flew across the car, that there was a leg there too. Like it flew with it. Again, continuity stuff, like just little details that didn't have to be there, but fun that it was. Like the guy's head that came off when he hit that forklift.
Oh yeah.
And the head was there, even though it's not in focus. But when the car pulls away, like you see the head just hanging there. What kind of notes do you have besides not knowing the joke that I liked?
That's pretty much it. That's in just everybody. That's in the movie.
Well, that is not a lot of notes. Okay.
Well, I told you I was just watching it and enjoying it. Like,
sure.
I don't know what else to put on there.
Well, then, okay. So then I have a note about Paul Giamatti. So, like I said, I used to not like him because big fat liar. Mm-hmm. And both those characters, the other characters in the movie, Frankie Muniz and Amanda Bynes, at that time, I was all about them because Amanda Bynes is like what? 15. I mean, they're all like our age. They are.
I don't like where you're going with this, but okay.
No, I don't mean in a weird, creepy way. I just mean in a sense that like we're all like the same age. So essentially,
I think you're 100% right. I think we are.
Exactly. It's too bad that Frankie got like fucking the brain damage and shit too. Like he doesn't have short-term memory anymore, or he doesn't have it anymore. Like he got in a car accident
from driving his race cars.
Yeah.
Fuck, that sucks. I did not remember.
I mean, he's happily married and like living it up, but like, yeah, there's stuff that he just doesn't remember anymore, and he still looks the same, just taller, bigger head. But no, every movie since then, like a lot of stuff Giamatti that I would see, I was like, nah, it's Giamatti. But he
plays like the Weasley dude, like private parts. Like he's perfect in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Like that's the note I have is no matter the character, Giamatti always brings it. Mm-hmm. Like doesn't matter how small the role is. Like even the shitty movie Shoot 'Em Up with Clive Owen.
I could not get through that.
I couldn't. I never finished it either.
Oh man.
But it was enjoyable to see certain parts of it because it was so stupid. But at the same time, Giamatti just fucking going balls deep. Again, everything is balls to the wall. I watched just clips of him on YouTube real quick too earlier, and everything.
He's the bad guy in it.
Most of the stuff. Oh, and Shoot 'Em Up, as he's bad. Yeah, Shoot 'Em Up. He was a bad guy. But Sideways, even though that was a very like kind of, I don't want to say relaxed. Yeah, not like a relaxed movie, but like perfect in that too. He just. What was that? What was that period piece he was in? Adams.
John Adams.
Yeah, great. Yeah, like phenomenal. And he just doesn't matter what the fuck it is. It's like this is what you need. Okay, and he's in character. Or you need me to go fucking nuts? You need me to fucking go Nicolas Cage nuts? You got it. Here we go. And that's hard to do.
Well, you know who had that but ruined it?
Nick Cage?
No, Spacey.
Yeah, I mean
he could just drop him in, but
yeah, he fucked himself.
He fucked
up real good. Although it. Like he even got weird too. I don't know if you had heard. Like, So they reshot all the stuff at House of Cards, not all the stuff, but like 3/4 of that final season of House of Cards because of the shit came out about him. And then when the season came out, it wasn't a great season, unfortunately. That was not a good final season. But I know they did what they could with what they had. And it got the job done, but like it was not good. But he like put out videos of him basically being Frank still. And like being fucking weird. I was like, what are you doing, man? Like,
it's weird.
You got 2 lawsuits, which now unfortunately both those people like fucking died mysteriously. If you didn't hear about that,
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, like just found dead. It's like weird. But he's posted other videos of him like, oh, bring me back. Like, and it's like, buddy, I don't think you're coming back for a while.
It's done.
Like, if you're coming back, you gotta have like a synonym for your name, or you gotta have like synonym, or you gotta be like some fucking just this. What is that called when you're giving the person money, but you're not like not anonymous, but like you're
proxy,
a silent investor, kind of, or what is
silent partner?
Yeah, so like nobody knows who it is. So like, oh hey, look, Brandon, I pitch a movie, right? And then Kevin Spacey reaches out to me like, hey, look, I'll give you $5 million. Don't put my name anywhere on it.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So like,
that's a silent partner.
Okay, but like then at the same time, as a producer. No, I don't want to get into that, all that, the technicals of it. But yeah, he fucked himself. But he was a great actor. He is still, I mean, I guess he is a great actor. Because the last thing I saw him in was Baby Driver. Because I know he was in the other one.
That one's fun.
Technically, he was in the one with Mark Wahlberg. They reshot it with Plummer.
Plummer, yeah.
Yeah. But...
Did that movie ever come out?
It did.
Okay.
Plummer was nominated. I think Mark Wahlberg was nominated too.
Oh,
I don't think
really?
I think I saw something with it. I was like, this is not good.
Okay.
Like...
Yeah, so to get back to Shoot 'Em Up.
Sure.
There's only like 2 movies that I've ever been like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
It was that one.
Okay.
Just because I heard it's supposed to be silly, I guess, like tongue in cheek, but actiony.
Very.
And then I started watching. I was like, this is too far.
Like the carrot.
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening? Like,
I
got better things to do in my life.
What was the woman? She's in the Matrix movies. She's been around for a long time.
Carrie Ann Moss.
No. Fuck. She was also in one of the Bond movies too. Like.
Olga Kurylenko.
No. Fuck, I don't remember her name, but she's been around for a long time. It doesn't matter. So Shoot 'Em Up and what?
And
not Kung Pao, because we both love Kung Pao.
Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Spy.
Isn't that the one with Gary Oldman?
Yeah. Only because it's when I was watching like a fucking ton of movies, and it was like Christmas time because all like the nominated movies back when I cared, back when like all the nominated movies were coming out. I was like, man, I gotta watch like 3 movies this weekend. So
as if that's hard. You could do that in a day.
All right, shut up. But I, went to the movies to watch them. Like, so I'm like, okay,
Did you sneak into movies?
No.
You'd always pay.
I'm not a fucking asshole. Well, I would go to other theaters because, okay, this one starts at this time, and by the time I get to this one should start at this time. So I was fucking going everywhere to watch movies.
Sure.
And I think I just try to watch that one like too early, like on a Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's like a 9 a.m. show because sometimes theaters
Why would you do that?
Because I wanted to see all of them. And it's like 9 a.m. and it's Christmas shopping and all that shit. So I'm like trying to watch it and I'm just like falling asleep. Like it's like, I'm like 45 minutes in. I'm like, I could just sit here, take a nap, I guess. Or I could just go home and sleep in my bed.
Yeah.
So I left. And I've never finished it. But I heard it was good, but it's,
it just seemed like it's just like
adult spy drama.
Dialogue. There was so Shoot 'Em Up. I never finished. I've tried a few times to just watch it. Like I've seen it on. I'm like, oh look, it's on HBO, and I'll bring it up. I'm like, okay, I remember this scene, so I can watch from here. So I can watch from the beginning.
Why? Like who gives a shit?
I don't. I think the last part.
I was a little like that. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, I gotta I can't not finish it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck it, shit. Like who gives a fuck?
Yeah. There for a long time, Dude, Where's My Car? I couldn't finish, but I actually like it. It's stupid.
It's stupid.
It's so stupid. But like, I think I maybe got halfway through it. Like once they figured out, because I mean Jennifer Aniston, Ben Affleck's ex-wife, Jennifer Garner's in it, and so is because they're the twins, and I love Jennifer Garner too. She's great. Ben Affleck with J-Lo again. That fucking those two, they were just meant for each other, I guess. But because A-Rod fucked up apparently many times.
How could you not? Like, look at him.
He's a good looking dude.
He's a good looking dude.
He's nice skin.
So the problem I have, is
he's too tall. He's
too
wealthy.
Tall. Too wealthy. Mm-hmm. His eyes are too green.
Are they? I don't think I've ever seen his eyes.
Aren't they like hazily greenish?
My eyes are hazily greenish.
Get the fuck out of here! Yes, I'm looking right at your eyes right now.
Yeah, but you're also like 8 feet away from me. Are they? Okay, here we go.
I mean, they're nice.
There is green in my eyes.
Oh my God.
There's
falling
hazel.
in love.
Shut
Okay.
the fuck up. There's a little bit of green.
They're not
there's
A-Rod
a lot of
eyes.
No, okay, fine. I had to look up. Okay, you know what? As you keep talking about that, I'm gonna look up A-Rod's eyes.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Keep talking.
So the issue is,
Okay.
like, just be a like Playboy guy. Like, no one's gonna judge you. Like,
Yeah,
does
be single.
anyone
Be
judge
single.
Jeter? Does anyone?
Jeter was sleeping on her. He got with Jessica Biel even. Like fucking A.
Does anyone? I mean, they kind of do now because they're old, and I guess it's kind of lame.
Okay.
But like, did anyone judge Jeter? Did anyone judge
No.
Leo?
Dang, those are very light. Yeah.
Told you, bro.
Dang, that
Get
is-
lost in them. Just drink them in, man. Drink them in.
Yeah, that's a lot of green. But I'd
Drinking
say
all
that's-
$250 million of them, whatever.
Actually, I would say there's definitely hazel, but there's a lot of green in there too.
But like, just do your thing.
Sure.
Like, literally on the team with Jeter. Like, just fucking go out and whatever.
Plow bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy all the booze,
Fuck
with all the
bitches.
champagne.
Fuck bitches, get money.
Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But now, like, don't pretend to be the family guy because now everyone thinks you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't think there would be an issue if, I mean, yeah, they're older, but like to be a
Now,
playboy.
now it's silly a little when you see like Leo. I'm like, aren't you like 50 years old and there's another 21-year-old Brazilian girl? Like, whatever.
I mean, I can't hate on the guy because if the woman's down too, it's not his fault. It is a little creepy, motherfucker, like less than half their age and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be
The
opposed.
second
to
you go, that scene in True Lies, and they go, what? You're fucking. You're like, I'm out of here. You're buying your own dinner.
Yeah.
Peace out, lady.
Yeah, where were you
Have a
when
good life.
9/11 happened? And she's like, I was in elementary school. Okay, see you later. See, even 10 years though, that's not bad. Like really, as long if I was like 50 and she was 40,
That's fine.
That's not so bad. If I was 50 and she was 26, that's a little rough. Like that's old. I mean, I would already potentially have a kid by then that could be that age. And being 35, no, I wouldn't. Because if I'm 35 now and by 50, that's only a 15-year-old kid. Thank you for giving me the nod. 'Cause I was trying to do that math. I was just keep in mind, everybody.
Once again, I did not provoke this.
I was doing that math in my head.
Fault.
I was doing the math in my head even before I tried to do the math, before I said it. So
You just have your calculator up on your tablet.
shut the fuck up. So the like we said this earlier. So Angela Bassett, Michelle Yeoh, and Carla Gugino all look fabulous.
Amazing.
All of those women look
Amazing.
Yeah, and Lena Headey too.
Oh, yeah.
Like she's far younger than them because I didn't realize that Karen Gillan is only 14 years younger than Lena.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because it was on IMDb, like when I went on to look at stuff earlier, it's like, here's the trivia. But Angela Bassett, I mean, they got to be, all three of ththose women got to be in at least their 60s by now.
I'd say, sure, I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Well, either way, they all look great. Because
Yeah,
I know
they all-
Angela Bassett's been around for a long time. The last time
Well,
I
I
saw
think
her.
Angela Bassett's like 60.
Okay.
I know that.
Let's see. But again,
The other ones are in their 50s.
Angela Bassett. So she is 63.
Uh-huh.
Now, Michelle Yeoh, she is, not any of this matters because age is not a big deal. It's Michelle Yeoh is 59.
Told you.
So she's right there. And then Carla,
I'm going to say 51.
that's a very good guess too. She's 50.
Damn, nailed it.
Dang. Okay, either way. So they're all 50 and above. And like still look phenomenal.
Amazing.
Yeah, still look great. And I do like the idea of, even though this movie is, like you said, like John Wick-esque, but it's all women. And it's like a strong woman kind of thing. And I'm all about it. Like, because they were kicking ass in the movie. There's a part that I laughed at really hard too. It wasn't obviously the elevator part, but when Lena, the mom, she had her gun with the knife attached to it, and she threw the knife from like 20 feet away. She got the guy right in the chest.
Which makes me wonder, like, where's the center of gravity on that thing to spin?
It has to be. It has to be the handle. No matter what, it has to be the handle.
Yeah, like
there's no fucking way because it had a magazine in it at least, and then that for the weight distribution of it, like, it had to be. Now, granted, there's a blade.
Although when you normally throw knives, I mean, the handle is heavier than the blade,
correct?
Right? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yo. Because like think about it, if the blade was by itself, no handle, like that'll just spin perfect. But if you have the handle in it that's gonna add the weight, it's gonna have a little more oomph.
Well, I don't know,
every
but it
time
has a wood handle. There's more metal in the blade than that little stem of the metal that goes through the handle. So
yeah, but
the blade
but
would be
still
heavier.
adding the wood to that is still gonna add a little more weight to that one side.
Yeah, but it's thin metal and wood
Not always.
versus thick metal.
I know what you're saying. So the actual blade part is the thicker part.
Yeah.
And then the handle is generally narrower. So
Okay,
you put the piece of wood.
say you throw a hatchet.
Okay.
Or I'm not. What's the word I'm looking for? The one where you cut like big pieces of meat. We're the fucking worst.
When you cut a big piece of meat, like the
big rectangle one.
Oh, a cleaver.
Cleaver.
Okay, yeah.
If you throw a cleaver, like that's gonna spin.
Yeah, the blade for sure is heavier than that. But I'm saying for us, like let's just say it's like an 8-inch knife. Like you know what I'm saying? The handle's gonna be heavier. Now, granted, on that gun, it has to be that handle. There's no fucking way. You know?
I'm just saying.
I'll ask my friends that are veterans and like, hey, you guys know about guns and stuff, right?
When you were all stabby with your bayonets, you threw your
during the
rifle.
Civil War. Let me just ask you real quick: when you were stabbing all those guys with your bayonet, what was the heavy part? Was it the gun or was it the knife? Because
when you were holding down Fort Sumter, did you think
when you were advancing on the South? What were we talking here? Like, was that full blown like cannonballs flying through and taking out legs like it was in Patriot? Was that the Civil War in Patriot?
No, Patriots, the Revolutionary War.
Revolutionary War. Okay, that movie was fucking graphic.
That movie is gory.
It's still really fucking good too. R.I.P. Heath.
But like not as graphic as like the movies nowadays.
Like Saving Private Ryan.
That too.
That was when we
when
were young when that came out. Like I would say 12, maybe.
98. It came out in 98.
So then I was
10, 11, 12, 13.
12. So, okay, you're 13. Yeah, I was a guess. But and I know you would know the year of that because you're heavy in the Band of Brothers and Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg. But
what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like one of the gory parts is like him like chopping at that dude.
Mm-hmm.
And
they
like
don't
the blood
show it.
splat.
But yeah, they see the blood. Yeah.
But if you watch a movie like Nightingale that came out a couple years ago,
What the fuck? Who's in that?
it's like
Florence?
it's an Australian movie.
Florence Nightingale? Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Old ass lady.
Yeah. The director of, I think, The Babadook. I forgot her name. Oh my God, I forgot her name. Anyway, it's like an Australian outback from like the 18 whatever.
It sounded like you said Outback.
Outback.
Like, Outback. Okay, sorry. It's in Australia.
But like that girl like smashes a dude and like a lot of face smashing in it and they like show it. So like that's how they're doing it these days.
Well, I mean, like I said, Private Ryan was graphic for its time. I mean, obviously it was a hard R, but when there was this, that could be taken.
Yeah, I got
that
it.
could be taken many ways.
Keep going, bro.
So in Drive, though, that scene in the elevator always stands out to me. Just the crunching, and then they show just like a second of just his foot going into the guy's face, and it's just like.
I mean, then you go like Irreversible, where it's like it's digital, but it's like that camera doesn't move when that guy people who haven't seen the movie, someone gets their face crushed by a fire extinguisher.
In Drive?
No, in Irreversible.
Oh, I've never seen Irreversible.
That's a French movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I think the director is from
Okay, I get it. You're
Argentina.
cultured. You can see a bunch of these movies.
Whatever.
Keep it in your fucking pants.
I think I peaked it again, but
You peaked many fucking times in this so far.
like that thing, like it's Gaspar Noé. That's the director of that movie. That's who. Oh my God, who's the director of Drive now?
Javier Bardem.
No,
Okay, I'll look it up real quick. Just keep talking.
he went to
Drive
him.
movie.
He has 3 names. That's all I know.
Okay, continue.
He went to Gaspar
Nicholas Winding Refn.
Winding Refn. Yeah,
Winden?
Winding.
Okay, I said Winding.
You fool.
It could be either way.
Anyway, he went.
Although, really quick, I wouldn't say something like, man, that was a lot of winding we were going through. Like,
It's quite the winding road.
okay, continue. I'm sorry.
He went to Gaspar. He's like, hey, how did you do the face smashing in Irreversible? He was like, well, we had the dummy. We tried it. It looked janky. So they did it digitally. But it's fucking like it's hard to watch.
So if I look it up, I'm going to be bummed.
Yeah. Like legit. Well, that movie has like, I don't know, 3 terrible, like hard to watch scenes.
Like, is that like graphic stuff?
Well, there's like a, I don't want to say.
Just say.
There's
Oh,
like
unless it's back.
Well, there's like a 10-minute rape and beating.
Oy.
Like single shot. It's that, and then in the beginning, he's one of the directors who likes to like literally like disorientate the people watching. So like there's like warnings at the theaters where it's like, oh, if you have any motion sickness,
Epilepsy.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't like that.
yeah, because like that first movie, it's literally like a droning, and like the camera's like literally turning. Like you would want to leave. You would get a headache.
Knowing
you would get a headache.
There was I'm not necessarily, I don't get motion sick, but I can definitely react to sound. And so I could be on a boat perfectly fine and it's just going up and down. But, oh my God.
Jesus,
did you hear that?
Cut that out.
Yeah, no, that's staying in. It's all staying in. The thing I'll take out is when I ask you to lower those blinds. So, I'm perfectly fine with motion. It's sound. So like an airplane's perfectly fine. Boats, perfectly fine. Actually, maybe that's not true because only when it's like a car in the winding roads, like if it's just the backtracking going back and forth, and it's just like that. And I'm in the front.
Switchbacks.
Yeah, I'm on the front seat. No good. If I'm in the back, I'm fine.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
So if you go to Big Bear, you can't drive to Big Bear? What if you're
actually,
driving?
that might be. I've never driven through those kind of roads though. So
really?
Yeah, maybe I might be okay if I was driving, but as a passenger, front seat, I'll try to sleep. Or I'll just keep my head out the window.
We used to go camping up in like Sequoia Kings Canyon, and there was like a good
weird flex that you had a good childhood.
50 minutes with I used to go with my married parents. My happily married parents.
They are happily married. I thoroughly enjoy being around your parents because like your dad will say some shit and your mom's like nope, and she'll like shut that shit down, or like vice versa. I mean, it's never your mom that really says some shit. It's always your dad fucking just speaking out of his ass. But being around them, they're just super fucking silly, and they like to have fun still. And your dad makes some amazing food.
Hell yeah.
And you should invite me more often. I know you don't. It's fucked up. I know it's far away, but I'll fucking drive.
I went to his house today to eat some breakfast, and he's like, "Hey man, I just came up with this fucking taco whatever casserole thing with the beans and the chorizo, and it was chorizo. I can always forget how to say it.
Or chorizo.
Chorizo.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's fucking super good.
Yeah, your dad. I've eaten his food many a times, and most of the time I've eaten it, it was like barbecue. I don't think I've ever had his breakfast. I've had his when you guys have made tamales. Not often.
It's yearly. What do you mean not often?
Yeah, well, yeah, so he's a great cook. Your brother too.
Yeah, they're good at that thing.
Yeah, how come that didn't pass along to you?
I don't know.
Yeah, what the fuck
not
happened?
Paying attention.
I don't even know if I'm paying attention.
I was watching True Lies for like the 19th time.
No, True Lies and Terminator 2 back to back, just one on the other. So,
ooh, Dumb and Dumber's on. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, are there movies that if you see them on, you'll just watch it?
Of course.
Like what?
We literally just said all of them.
Okay. What about Shawshank?
Yeah.
If no matter where it's at, I'll have it on. Shawshank, yeah. Terminator 2 for sure. Dumb and Dumber. Oh, that sounded a lot different through these headphones. There's another one I can't think of right now.
You know, like Back to the Future and Speed.
No, I don't know about Speed.
Really? You don't like Speed?
It's not that I don't like it. I like the drug, but like the movie.
I'm getting high.
Yeah, the movie. It's good, but I don't know when she's gonna have it on. There's an anime movie I can't think about though, and I feel like it's just Spirited Away, but I don't know. Anyway, so my final note about this movie. In that final scene where they're shooting it up in the cafe. So Michelle Yeoh basically killing most of the people. Yeah. And the nephew kid jumps out of the window and he gets shot 3 times, but it's like shoulder, arm, and something else.
Okay, one went through his abdomen, but okay.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because then I thought, well, you don't see him again. And I guess the abdomen one could have been a kill
I understand.
shot.
I know what you're saying.
But like, then my note is the nephew, he was shot a few times, but is he dead? And again, if one's going through his abdomen, sure. I mean, you don't even have to hit a vital organ to fucking bleed out and die. And he's jumping in dirt probably, and it's going to get infected.
It's a little turn because you think like, oh, he's going to go out the window and he's going to be, it's set up for maybe.
I was thinking there's going to be something after the credits.
And then like, oh wait, and he just got like 6 bullets, and I'm like, I guess he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so what bothered me about that guy earlier, now that you mentioned him, is when Carla
starts chewing the match. I hate that trope.
Okay.
Anyway,
Carla is shooting the big ass,
the minigun.
Out
it's a goddamn minigun.
Out of the bug or the bus, and he gets
fun fact: Mike used to have one of those. Everybody.
Yeah.
When I first met Mike, he had one of those.
Tag.
Called it a shaggin' wagon.
Yeah.
No shagging happening.
No shagging.
No. Okay. Sorry.
I took naps.
Yeah. Well, you had that mat. It wasn't like a mat, but it was like a soft floor.
Yeah.
It was like a hard floor. Anyway, sorry.
It's to dampen the screams.
Gross.
But anyway, she's shooting, shooting all the dudes, and that guy's there. So like she catches him like in the face,
yeah,
and like ooh, like a nice little graze across his face. He's like, oh, God, his bangs coming down, something like that. Like, that fucking bullet would explode his face.
Absolutely. It's like, gotta be like a 50 cal.
What the fuck? Like,
well, it doesn't have to be a 50 cal, but it's got to be large. Like it's 22.
Whatever. That thing would like...
it would blow up.
Anything it hits is going to explode. Like, really, the guys got shot, and they got shot a lot. Like, really, that should, like, explode their bodies.
Yeah, those 3 guys that got hit.
From, like
it was like torso.
30 feet away.
Should have split them in half.
Yeah.
Even if it was 100 feet away. Like, that's
like,
still...
what? Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck ever.
Yeah. And I was bummed because I really like Carla.
Like, wouldn't those shells be like really hot falling on the little girl inside?
So if she's sitting there, right, and just one of them just lands on her leg, I mean, yeah, that would sting. Because you've shot a gun, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so there was a time that even a shell had ricocheted off of like the wall next to where I was hitting it, and it like hit my arm, and it was like in between my armpit, and not my armpit, but my arm crease. My arm crease, and it didn't leave a mark, but it was like immediate like redness, and it didn't last for long. Like the shells don't stay so hot for long, but. Absolutely. And those guns are fucking loud as shit.
Beautiful porcelain skin could not handle it.
It could not. It's a burden really having this greasy, smooth, never had acne skin. It's great. But yeah, that gun would have been loud as fuck. There would have been tons of shells inside that place. And that girl probably would have wanted to jump up on that seat.
It would be smoky too, right? Does it give a lot of smoke?
I guess it depends on the wind inside there.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's never been an issue in movies. So
the other thing too is, so he's behind a brick wall that's maybe 2 feet. Like those bullets are gonna start to go through there because she's just lighting it up. All that just keeps going and going. So that's another question: how big is that magazine? Not clip, but like how many bullets do you have to go through? Doesn't matter. But some of those bullets.
And then when he shoots Carla, he just like reaches behind him,
gets her like basically in the heart.
Yeah, he shoots her in the heart with like just reaching back,
and she's able to still fight with Tommy Tomahawk.
She put fucking 200 rounds in that fucking minigun.
Yeah,
and he goes like,
just yeah,
zap. Like not even like a good angle.
No,
like he just magically reaches back.
It's like he's like this. Yeah. Oh, you guys can't obviously see what I'm doing, but it's like let's just assume my left arm has.
You're about to pitch a baseball.
Like in Rookie of the Year.
Exactly. Funky butt loving. You say funky butt loving?
Was that fucking Gary Busey in that movie, I think? He was the pitcher.
Yeah.
He was the old pitcher.
And then Daniel
Stern. Yeah, he was... I fucking love
Heat
Daniel
up
Stern.
the ice. Hot ice.
The best part...
You know what? I'm going to watch that movie.
I'm going to watch Home Alone. I'm going to see Home Alone 2.
I just watched Home Alone.
The best part... What's the best part of the movie with Daniel Stern?
Of what?
In Home Alone 2 with Daniel Stern. What's the best part about him in that movie? It's a visual. It's not dialogue. It's a visual gag.
The electricity?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
When
it becomes the skeleton.
Like the flashes of light, and then he's skeleton for just like a second.
Yeah.
And it comes back. Like, brilliant. I again, like Christopher Columbus, like because he did the second one too, right? Amazing. Not Christopher Columbus, the piece of shit that was.
Yeah, not the fucking tiny piece of shit explorer.
But Christopher Columbus, the explorer, because he fucking idiot. Just he's like polio blankets. Anyway, so that was my final note. The nephew, he could still technically be alive because you don't see him die.
No, he's fucking. He got like at least 3 or 4 rounds in him. He's done.
Well,
but the way that scene rolls out is like he jumps out like, oh, he's gonna get away.
Yeah,
but then she gets like 4 rounds in him.
And she gets like cut across the face by some random dude. It looked like it was under her eye, but apparently, she was wearing the eye patch. So it could be she just like needs to heal. She needs to like not expose it. It could be too close to the eye.
Where are they going at the end?
To Funky Town. I have no idea. Like they're just driving to the sunset. Like
it's cool.
But they're dressed tropically. Like they were wearing like it seemed like they're
going to Mexico.
It could be. Yeah.
Is this East Coast or West Coast?
This seemed like Europe, to be honest, because the license
later in the
plates,
afternoon, and the sun is setting.
But the license plates in the movie, they're all like European plates. Oh, yeah. There's no identifiable country on any of those, but there are the long rectangular ones.
Maybe they speak in English.
That's fine. You can speak English in Europe.
Yeah, but they're not in.
That's a valid point.
They're not in England.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. But again, all the cars did not have a United States license plate. Now that Porsche though, God, that was a nice Porsche. It was a Porsche 944.
Whatever. It was like an 80s one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I think that they didn't damage it because they're like maybe like, hey, can we use this? And like, don't worry, we're not gonna fuck it up. And so like
when movies would do like, oh, we have 11 of these,
right? Use them. But they probably didn't have a huge budget for this. They had to use digital blood.
It's fucking Netflix, man. They have all the money.
I understand that, but I mean, do they really think that this movie that's the lead actor, I'm not saying that she's not a star, but Karen Gillan is not a lead, that is not going to bring in a ton of money. Now, if you had like Timothy Chalamet and you had a fucking Dune movie on Netflix, sure, here's $600 million. But I'm sure this movie's budget, I would say this movie's budget was maybe $80 million.
Actually, does Netflix release the budgets?
Budget. It just put, that's not a word. Okay. Gunpowder Milkshake budget. 30 million. 30 million.
Okay. But for like the fucking digital, everyone does the digital blood now. Yeah, that's not a sign.
I know it's not a sign of cheap, but it's a sign of saving money than using squibs and like real blood.
Nobody does that anymore. I
don't know about you, but when I make my action movie, it's gonna be squib galore.
You can do like the thing where like you're gonna like put the
stick,
boards
Steven
down
Spielberg,
under,
like Steven Spielberg, the dirt, the flying up. It's just all you got to make sure you step on all the stuff as you're running by.
I like that.
That's cool literally the exact thing I was thinking of, and you said it out loud. So it's again another sign of you not still being my best friend because you didn't know that scene, but you're getting back up there, Alfonso. It's a tight race. So this movie, though, I know we kind of talked about it earlier. Did you like it?
Eventually, yes.
Took you time. It's a slow burn.
Slow burn.
Okay. I did
enjoy because I was just eating regular food, but I was like, you know what? I can go for a bowl of cereal.
Because she was eating it at the beginning?
Yeah. And then literally like the next shot, she's like sitting there eating bowls of cereal. I'm like,
after she demolished all those dudes. I really wish they were going to show that. Like the first time when she's like, and because the door opened and she was going to just shoot him up.
One thing I didn't understand, this is now my turn to not understand because it's normally you.
Sure.
That Russian mob family that she's in trouble with, that's not the guys that killed her dad, that the mom shot the dude up?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a different different group of people because the mom, the bad guys for the mom part killed her dad and the husband. And then when she found out, she iced him. And so that's why she had to run away. And Giamatti protected her or hid her away or something like that. And then Karen gets into it and there's only supposed to be a few people at that thing, which there were, but then more people showed up. And so I guess that was...
his son is one of the guys that showed up.
Yeah. So they don't really go into that too much, like what that was, like what that is, like what was involved. But
it was just a contract.
Right. But like looking back at it, when the movie opens, she's like in a hotel room where it looks like a bedroom or something like that. But then when you see the dead son and shit like that, they're in like a warehouse sort of thing. I was like, how did that happen?
Maybe they brought all the bodies there.
Maybe. There's a lot of bodies.
Just a thought. I don't know.
In that shot where they're looking for the shoe, there's a lot of bodies right there. So I'm thinking that from that angle, that could be where the door was too. Because if they didn't come in that door and she just unloads on all of them, they could have all just fell right there.
Yeah. And
so maybe right behind where all those bodies were, that could have been a warehouse.
Another thing I noticed with the movie was the choice of, we're using hand weapons now? Sounds good to me. Like... Do you have guns or don't you have guns?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Because, like, realistically, if everybody had guns, all those women are dead.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
Like, it's chain time, baby.
Yeah.
Let me put the safety on.
Yeah.
And then put this away.
Well, it's just...
Now I got some brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And, like... Or, what's fun if he's like, I'm all out. And pop out the magazine.
That was that dude, right? He went for a last shot and it clicked. So then he's
another thing,
brass
too.
knuckle city. Let's do this.
Guns, when you run out of ammunition in your magazine, handguns that is, the slide will go back. Like it won't go forward again unless you release the slide. Like it's like a manual thing. So when I see that in movies, I'm like, come on, like that's. Okay, I'm not a gun expert. Maybe there's some guns that don't do that, but from my understanding, any gun that has a slide to it, once you're at that last bullet, the slide stays back. Because the reason why it goes back forward is because it's pulling another bullet up.
Okay.
And it's putting another one in the chamber, so it won't go because there's no bullet. That's why once you put that magazine in there, if you put it in hard enough, the slide will go forward. If you don't put it hard, I believe. If you just put in here you go, you have to release the slide. But if you do it hard enough, it'll trigger the slide and it'll go forward. Again, I'm not a gun expert.
Maybe we should buy guns.
I would love a gun. And I would love it, but I don't need it. The company I work for, he's like, look, if you go and get your concealed carry, like you pay for it, you do the hours to do it, I will buy you a gun. Which is cool. But he's like, it's $500 max. And that's fine, but he's like, you're not gonna get a desert. You're not gonna get a Desert Eagle because those.
Why would you get that?
I don't know, because I got a little dick.
You hate your fucking fingers. You just want them to.
Yeah, I want that recoil to break my wrist. I really like revolvers though. They're pointless. You get 6 bullets, but I'm pretty sure I could be accurate enough with my stub nose one.
No, you need the tiny gun that John McClane uses at the end of Die with a Vengeance.
Which one?
And he shoots the electric wire that goes into
No, that was just a revolver. That was a stub nose revolver.
Yeah, it's a fucking tiny gun.
Yeah, the barrel.
I was like, okay,
2 inches.
let me look at this black sky and let me hit this fucking tiny electrical wire.
I mean,
and have it hit
the longer the barrel, the more accurate the shot's going to be. So to have that stub nose thing and he's shooting 40 feet away. I mean, if that was a true thing, that's impressive. But I'm sure a stub nose gun can go 40 feet perfectly fine. Anyway, so I also enjoyed this movie. It was entertaining to watch. Good amount of action, and
yeah, like I said, because I'm not recommending it because it's not fun and well crafted, because I think it is.
Yeah,
like I said, like looked beautiful. The lighting was super. You know what it reminded me of, because they just showed
John Wick.
All the previews for Last Night in Soho. Is that the new Edgar Wright?
It's coming out. Yeah,
like
that's with not Angela. I'm sorry. From Queen's Gambit, yeah. And who's the other girl?
Oh, no, I don't remember.
Okay.
I wanted to say Elle Fanning, but I don't think it's her.
I don't think it is either.
Anyway, that one's all neon lights and shit and stuff like that. At least in the trailer, that's what it looked like. Like, oh, it's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing. Lighting.
Well, maybe that's like the new noir thing.
Could be.
So it's like not shadows. It's like
light.
A
lot of it.
Like
Reds,
dramatic lighting.
Liz, perps.
What am I? This is no one's a detective in this,
right?
So maybe I might be off base, but I don't know. It's just that's the new way. Less rain, less shadow, more just dramatic lighting.
Do you know my two favorite colors?
Blue and
nope, not even close.
Orange.
Nope.
You know mine?
Yeah.
Hit me.
It's blue and orange.
Orange is a new one.
Okay.
Orange is the new green.
Mine's just purple and green.
Used to be green.
Mine's purple and green.
I should have just said purple and gold because I would have been.
That's a good guess too. People have guessed that but I'm like, yes, I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm not going to wear a gold shirt. I'm not a creep. Anyway, I enjoyed this movie. I don't know if we had decided. I know we wanted to do a Halloween episode because when this is coming out, the following week is the week of Halloween. And
should we do like a quick Halloween episode?
We can. We'd have to do it next week though, and record it next week. All right. But then what movie?
That's the thing. Like I just heard a podcast on The Exorcist, but I would love to do The Exorcist.
That's a 2-hour movie.
So is this one.
Yeah, but that's just like fucking horror. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Actually, you know what? How about Hellraiser?
I don't think I've ever seen any of the Hellraisers. There's 6 of them?
There's a whole bunch of them.
I'm down if they're available somewhere. A Friday the 13th?
Okay, well, here's the majors.
Okay.
Freddy.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Halloween.
Yep.
Hellraiser. Exorcist. I throw that in there. It's not like a franchise, but it's in there. And then Jason, Friday the 13th.
Let's do the original Friday the 13th. If it's available somewhere. You know, we'll just post it. We'll post it on this when this episode comes out. We'll have it.
Which of those originals is available?
Yeah.
Why don't we just do Halloween then? Because the new one just came out. Halloween Kills.
Yeah, but does that mean Halloween's going to be on Netflix or Amazon or something like that?
I don't know. What am I, the fucking...
That's what I'm saying. So when this episode comes out, I'll have it in the details of what we'll do a special for that. And then, but that means we have to decide what the next movie is going to be too, because if Halloween's a special, then what's the one we're doing the following week?
Oh, come on. Who gives a shit?
We'll figure it out. We'll put it in the details. So everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of Gunpowder Milkshake.
Ooh, I just had an idea.
Sure.
There's some Spanish horror movies that I wanted to watch that are on Netflix.
Okay.
Why don't we do one of those? Yeah, you would have to read. That's fine. Well, there's also a Korean horror movie that I saw last year, The Wailing. That's pretty intense. I think it's on Amazon, but you might not like that one.
Because it's intense?
It's intense, a little confusing, a lot of devilly stuff, and kind of confusing. Notice I said confusing twice.
If it's twice, it's really confusing.
And it's pretty gory.
I'm okay with gore at times. If it's not just you're disemboweling somebody and eating it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for listening to this episode. Mike, why don't you take us away?
Gunpowder milkshake. Gunpowder milkshake. Yeah.